So what are we doing today? We're doing drinks. We're doing trials of drinks, basically. So we're gonna do a different type of video today. We're gonna do a work in progress, which means we're gonna look at it today, and in a few weeks, or maybe next week, who knows how long it might take, but then we'll figure out how it looks like in the end. So today is probably not gonna be the result of all of this, but we're gonna figure out a way of making something new. So for this time, we figured we would try kombucha. We've been raising our kombucha scoobies over the past 3 weeks or so. So we have beautiful babies in here. They're doing their thing.
They are indeed beautiful.
In a very weird, scientific way, probably, yeah, beautiful, I guess.
They remind me a little bit of
Jellyfish? Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Like a mixture of jellyfish and sponge.
Yeah. So basically that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do 3 different types of kombucha, just not with normal tea. We will basically cook a tea out of stuff like an onion or algae or lime leaf. And we're gonna make drinks out of that. Basically, a tea in a weird way. What?
You love onions.
I do love onions. And yeah, we might use stuff like that for our dessert one day. So, for the start of this, we're gonna go with the onion, right? I've already peeled them and I already have them ready just for chopping reasons. We're just gonna cut them really small and like not really small, but like small, I guess, about this size.
A decent size.
A decent size, just so it can get toasted from all edges.
That's not small, it's just
it's roughly cut. That's totally fine though. In this case, usually we would roast them in the oven and oil them beforehand so they don't burn. The thing is though, we don't want to add any extra oil to this since that might ruin our kombucha. So I'm just gonna go with this. Chop them nice and small, break them into segments, throw them on a sheet and hit them in the oven for about 200 degrees. I say 15 minutes. I'll show you the thing here in the bottom once it's done. Like I obviously don't know the time yet since this is a trial and error and whatever. So we have our onions in the oven, right? In the meanwhile, we can try with the other things. We have wakame algae. These you would typically find in stuff like miso soup and like a lot of Japanese food. And they have a very beautiful aroma, which I would actually want to try to go with a sweet kind of touch. That's why I'm trying the kombucha and see what the flavor is like in the end, and maybe we can use this for something. We're gonna try to take that flavor and add that to preferably maybe a dessert later on, who knows. And also what we have is lime leaf. We actually have a lime leaf plant. Crazy, right? We're gonna use this for tea as well. So we're gonna take some of the leaves, break them down a little bit, cook a nice little tea out of this, and we're gonna proceed for that as well as our kombucha. So we're gonna have 3 different flavors of kombucha in the end. That's how it goes with trials. Like I said, so just explain the process a little bit of what we're gonna be doing here, right? So the thing with kombucha, it takes sugar, digests that, and makes it sort of like into alcohol. And that fermentation process, you could do it basically anything in theory if you would have the sugar amount inside. That is always 10% sugar inside the liquid basically. And that's what the Scooby on top, like the kombucha, actually digests and makes and ferments the tea basically. So yeah.
So is it an alcoholic drink in the end?
In very, very, very small amounts.
Is it pregnancy safe?
Nothing is pregnancy safe. So I'm just gonna take off some of this, you know?
Poor plant.
Yeah, that's what we do with our decoration. We just break it down a bit.
She's kind of sad.
That's true, that's true. These things have needles.
She never sees sunlight.
But she still grows. This thing was actually dry as F the other day. And I was like, how is this thing still like looking that perfect? I have no idea. That's crazy. So I really have no measurements for this. This is just basically just throwing stuff in by eye and seeing how it will turn out. All in all, it's not about finding the perfect measurements. It's just about finding if it works. So I'm just gonna add about 900 grams of water in here. And then I'm gonna add 10% of sugar. That would be, in this case, 90 grams. I'm gonna bring this to a boil and do the same with the lime leaf. So what we're doing here, we're just gonna boil it up once. We're not gonna cook it completely. Otherwise, it's just gonna reduce out all of the water. We're just gonna heat it up once and let it rest for about 15 minutes or so. And then we're gonna strain it, let it cool off. and then we're gonna proceed after then. So what we're doing here with the onion is we're taking it out of the oven. It's been in there for about 20 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. It's been roasted on all sides, kind of darkish, a little bit lighter on some spots, but overall it's got a nice color tone. What we're gonna do now is gonna proceed like with the other products as well. We're just gonna take the onion, throw it in water, add our 10% of sugar, and just heat it up once and let it cool off with the onions inside. All right, so now we have our 3 beautiful mixtures here. Like I said, we did the onion one later because it was obviously still in the oven, whatever. So now it's taking a beautiful color, it's all cooled off. This is also very important, you want it to cool off, so you know, so you don't kill the Scooby inside, because too high temperatures obviously is not good for anything that is living. So yeah, let it cool off. And I just left everything inside so it can get a lot of flavor. Everything is smelling very intense, gained a lot of aroma, and now we're just gonna pour this into our glasses. We have 3 here. We're obviously gonna take all of our stuff out. It's just gonna be the liquid, or tea, exclamation marks. And yeah, fill that in, throw in a bit of the Scooby. The sugar's already inside, so everything is set. And yeah, we'll proceed with that. Pretty clear, right? But smell it.
Oh yeah.
Smells like hand sanitizer.
Not better. Better. Way better.
It's better. Get all the liquid out.
And then eat that.
No.
Yeah. Sugar and onion.
It actually does look like tea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of, right? All right, now we have our Scoobies. Be sure to wash your hands before touching these, obviously. Try to not touch these with metal. Like if you're trying to cut them, whatever, yeah, do it quick, but don't leave them laying around on like a sieve or whatever for a long time, otherwise they will die. Yeah, it doesn't look very pretty.
Yeah, it's just kind of texture.
Look at this. Just gonna throw this guy in.
Oh, wait a second, I have to film it. It's kind of interesting.
It is.
So just pull the layers.
You know why this happened?
No.
Because I shake them through a little bit every once in a while, and that's why, like, the water went on top, and then the new Scooby started to form on top.
So it looks like one
But it's actually
solid Scooby,
exactly.
but it's several different ones.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah.
And one is enough because you have so much left.
Right. Now we're just gonna pour a little bit inside, give it a little starter.
What is that?
Just a dump, just the rest of the kombucha. Like you always give a little bit of the kombucha in there as well. So.
What kind of kombucha did you put inside?
And that was just black tea. That was just to raise the kombucha, basically.
Okay. So we added a little bit of black tea.
No. That was basic. This is already finished kombucha. Like if you would smell it,
Okay.
like it's already finished kombucha. It's all the way. It's all the way done. It's been in there for quite a while. Now, thing is, the stuff has to breathe, right?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna take.
Would you say so?
So it's gonna take 3 cloths. Wrap this thing on top. You could leave it without, but the problem is that you're gonna have bugs, like little flies that are gonna go in there, whatever. They go crazy for this stuff. So yeah, so I basically made also a ton of black tea so I can keep reproducing my Scobies basically. So I'm just gonna take a new batch. I already put 10% of sugar in here. This is just to keep the process going basically. In case these all die, I still have backup. I'm gonna throw those away because woman is freaking out.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in here. Get all the Scobies inside.
Full.
I'm just gonna put a huge bunch in here. There you go. And get this tea going. All right. So this is basically it. I guess there's not much more to say. I've got everything going, everything's working, and I guess we'll see how this looks like in about a week and a half maybe, or whenever it's ready.